Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yes, let me get this thing here. There we go. Our room overfloweth because we're working on Schubert. Oh, my dear. And here we have today's pile of Schubert, a large and diverse pile of Schubert, of really good stuff. And there's some fabulous stuff here. So where are we starting? Well, here's a curious way to begin. Schubert's last sonata, along with the Moment Musicaux, Opus 94, D780, performed by Frank Levy on the Palexa label. This is Works for Piano Volume 2. I don't know what happened to Volume 1. Frank Levy is a good pianist, and I knew him. I knew him back then. I have to be completely honest and say that, yes, I knew him. He used to hang out at Tower Records at Lincoln Center and whatnot. And so we chatted periodically. And so I keep this because I knew him. And he's a good pianist. I mean, I like him, so it's okay. And then we've got, oh, yes, the Schubert Ninth with Charles Munch. Oh, baby. One of the Reference recordings. Yes, absolutely. With the Boston Symphony and Symphony No. 5 with the Moscow Virtuosi and Vladimir Spivakov. This is the Basic 100, number 49. I wonder if I wrote the notes to this one. So I did a video about this. I had a terrible experience writing these things with RCA, but I did a bunch of them. No, this isn't me, thank goodness. All right, good enough. But boy, oh boy, I never got to 49. I think I did the first 30 or so of them. Anyway, yeah, with Munch in Boston, I probably have 20 of these sitting around. I mean, I got it in every conceivable format because they were hard to get at one point. You know, I mean, when things came out, you were excited because these performances were sitting in the catalog and they didn't know what to do with them. And what else have we got here? So much stuff. Sviatoslav Richter. Ooh. Doing Schubert. Ooh. Piano Sonata in B major, D 575, and F minor, D 625, and A major, D 664, and the Moment Musicale in C major, Opus 780, number 1. There we go. This is his Royal Festival Hall, London, 31 March 1979 recital. And it had people oohing and eyeing all over the place because it was Richter and it was Schubert. And so you always keep Richter and Schubert just because. Klemperer, Schubert 8 and 9. This is marvelous. This is great stuff. This is Klemperer at in top form. Not only do you hear all the woodwinds, as usual with Klemperer, but the cool thing about this performance of the Great is that it's not slow. I mean, it's 52 minutes long, but it's not slow at all. He doesn't dawdle. It's just glorious, wonderful Schubert playing. Beautiful stuff. You know, none of this is. It's, you know, Klemperer had that reputation for being a slowpoke, but he's not there. He gets it. What have we got here? Daniel Barenboim and Radu Lupu on Teldec doing the grand duo. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so it's definitely an orchestral work, but in the original two-piano version, it can be a lot of fun when you have really wonderful people playing it. And then you've got the 8 variations, D813, and the 3 military marches, D733, for what those are worth. Yeah, that's worth hanging on to, I think. I mean, Schubert and Radu Lupu kind of go together, but I've got the boxes upstairs with him doing all of his Schubert stuff. Rudolf Kempe, Schubert 9, coupled to Strauss Metamorphosen with the Münchner Philharmoniker, the Munich Munchers. Well, you always want to hear Kempe do Strauss, of course, you know, and he's done it plenty of times. But this is also a very good Schubert Great C major from our good friend Rudolf Kempe. And let's see, Schubert, Indianapolis Symphony, Raymond Leppard on Cost Classics. The Symphony in the Overture in C major in the Italian style, which is lots of fun. Symphony No. 3, and the Grand Duo, orchestrated by Raymond Leppard, because I always get everyone's orchestration of the Grand Duo. It's such a great piece. If you don't know the Grand Duo, it's written for 2 pianos, or piano 4 hands, or say it's 2 pianos, I think, right? And it really is a symphony in all but orchestration. And many people have orchestrated it. We talked about this in the last video, and you really should hear it. in both its original and orchestrated versions. It's one of Schubert's masterpieces, and it's still not well known. It's not as well known as it should be. Leon Fleischer, back with two hands. What is this? Advanced CD promotional copy, not for sale. All right, well, I didn't sell it. It's on Vanguard. Oh yeah, this is wonderful. This has the big last sonata, number 21 in B flat, right? Yes, Schubert sonata in B flat. It's a glorious performance by Leon Fleischer in his return to two-hand playing. Wonderful artist, just a wonderful, wonderful artist. And this was Vanguard. I mean, it like hardly existed in those days anymore, but here it came. The U.S. release date was August 24th, 2004. There we go. And there it is. That was my advanced copy, which I always hung on to. Then we've got, oh my God, piano trios, numbers 1 and 2. Oh, this is wonderful. This is with the Guarneri Trio Prague. It's a beautiful, beautiful set of performances. Gotta love the Schubert trios. I mean, I have how many hundred versions of those? And famous Emil Gilels doing Schubert Sonata in D, Opus 53, and the Liszt B minor, which of course that's a major performance. Yes, Deutsch 850, Opus 53, one of the great Gilels classic recordings on RCA Living Stereo. So that one we're keeping. The Traut Quintet with Christian Zacharias, whose Schubert Complete Piano Sonatas I talked about previously, and the Leipzig String Quartet, along with the String Trio, Deutsch 581. It tells you a lot, doesn't it? But it's a beautiful Traut Quintet. It really is. I mean, there's so many good Traut Quintets. But I collected the Leipzig String Quartet because they're wonderful. They're a wonderful group. And Zacharias is a fabulous Schubert pianist. So there you go. And then we've got the Octet. Oh, the Octet with Consortium Classicum. Oh, this is so much fun. 63 minutes of Octet. The Octet's a major thing. It really is. It's big and juicy. More trios with the Borodin Trio on Chandos. These are those big, beefy, hot and heavy Russian performances. You know, they really dig into the music. And they're just bold, big-boned performances that I really enjoy. I don't think I've ever heard Schubert trio performances that I didn't enjoy, to be honest with you. And then we've got the Hungarian Quartet. These are like vintage recordings from the dawn of time, 1959, does it say here, something like that? 1970, 1972, somewhere in there. You've got the String Quintet in C, and then the Rosamunde, Death and the Maiden, and G major string quartets, all in a nice, convenient 2 CD set from EMI. Last little group here. Schubert, 9th, Günter Wand, Berlin Philharmonic. I like his NDR performances better. I really do. This was kind of controversial. You know, when he finally got to the Berlin Philharmonic and RCA recorded it, and everyone just immediately oozed all over it saying, ah, Wand, ah, Berlin, ah, Wand, ah, Berlin. Well, he was better at NDR because that orchestra responded better, I think, to his conducting, number one. And number two, it was a better sounding orchestra than the Berlin Philharmonic at this point. The Berlin Philharmonic is glorious. Let's not kid ourselves. The strings are amazing, but the sound was smooth. It was always smooth. And NDR had a little bit more, you know, perkiness and incisiveness to its sonority, which I think suited the music better. And I think Wand was more comfortable with it. So I preferred his NDR Schubert 9th to his Berlin one. So take that. And then we've got, let's see, the String Quintet and the Quartet in Zatz with the Guarneri Quartet and Leonard Rose. This was like, oh, the Classic Library mid-price series. One of those series things. So I collected them when I could. Die Schöne Müllerin, yes, with Wolfgang Holzmer and Imogen Cooper. A beautiful Schöne Müllerin, another really fine performance on Philips. I remember this came out and then it like disappeared. Do you remember that? I mean, it seemed to have vanished like instantly. I'm not sure why, because it was a fine version, but maybe no one bought it. And what's this? Oh, the Fritz Wunderlich Schöne Müllerin. Again, maybe I have one in every clump here. I may have dozens of them. Who knows? On DG Originals, we talked about it in the last video. It sounds just as good as it did in the last video, in case you're wondering. Schubert Trios on on period instruments with Jos van Immerziel, Vera Beths, and Anna Bilsma on Sony Vivarte. That's what this was, right? Yeah, Vivarte, Wolf Ericsson's imprint. And these were good performances and interesting. Well done on period instruments, so that was okay. And there you have it. Yet another fabulous clump of Schubert orchestral chamber songs and things. And oh God, it never ends. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.